paradox of emotional distance. Your heart feels far away, not broken, not aching, just distant. And that scares you because you remember a time when you felt deeply, when emotions flowed freely, when joy, sadness, love, pain, they all felt alive inside you. But now everything feels muted, flattened, quiet. And you wonder, what happened to me? Why don't I feel like I used to? Am I becoming cold? Am I losing my heart? But what if this distance is not loss? What if it's transition? Because here is the truth few people understand. Before the heart expands, it withdraws. Before awakening, there is a cocoon. And if your heart feels distant right now, it may be because you are standing at the edge of a deep inner transformation. What emotional distance feels like. Let's talk about this phase together. When you are living inside emotional numbness, it doesn't feel spiritual at all. What it brings instead is confusion, a sense of unfamiliarity, unease. You still function. You still show up on time. You still smile when expected. But something is missing. You no longer react the way you used to. The things that once moved you deeply now fade without leaving a trace. Moments that should feel meaningful begin to feel distant. You may start to notice the excitement isn't what it used to be. The pain isn't as intense either. You're less reactive, less attached, less emotionally invested. It feels like you've stepped back, watching your life through a lens. You are there, but your emotions are not fully there. And that makes you begin to question yourself. You ask, am I depressed? Have I become numb to everything? Did something inside me disappear? But here is what's important to understand. This feeling does not resemble despair. It feels like neutrality. And neutrality, when it arrives without despair, often carries a much deeper meaning. Happens, the deeper truth. Here is the truth beneath the numbness. Your nervous system is resting. Your psyche is reorganizing. Your soul is withdrawing energy from the outer world to prepare for inner expansion. In psychology, emotional detachment often appears during periods of deep integration. After intense emotional cycles, the system goes quiet, not because it's broken, but because it's resetting. Carl Jung described this as a phase where the psyche pulls inward to integrate unconscious material. Spiritually, this is known as the cocoon phase, a sacred withdrawal. Just as the caterpillar dissolves inside the cocoon before becoming a butterfly, parts of you are dissolving now. Old emotional patterns, old identities, old reactions, old attachments. And when something dissolves, there is a pause, a stillness, a neutral space where the old no longer operates, but the new has not yet emerged. That space can feel like emptiness, but emptiness is not absence. It is potential. Metaphors of the cocoon. Let your soul understand this through imagery. 1. Fog in a forest. In fog, nothing is gone. It's simply softened. Edges blur, depth changes, perspective shifts. Your emotional fog is softening your inner world so something new can take shape. 2. A silhouette. Becoming transparent. When a silhouette turns transparent, it doesn't disappear. It becomes permeable. Light passes through. Energy flows differently. Your heart isn't closed. It's becoming more spacious. 3. Soft cosmic rain quiets the world. It dampens sound, slows movement, invites stillness. Your emotional distance is a gentle rain washing away old residue. 4. The moon between phases. The moon disappears before it becomes full again. In that darkness, it's not gone. It's preparing to return brighter. The reframe. Numbness as transformation. Here is the reframe that changes everything. You are not becoming disconnected. You are becoming unattached. There is a difference. Disconnection is collapse. Detachment is clarity. Your heart is not shutting down. It is stepping back from old emotional loops that once defined you. You are no longer reacting automatically, no longer absorbing everything, no longer bleeding energy into places that cannot hold it. This is not emotional death. It is emotional maturity forming. Your system is learning how to feel deeply without being consumed. But before that balance appears, there is a quiet middle ground. And that's where you are now. What is actually changing? Let's be clear about what this phase is doing to you. 1. Your emotional boundaries are forming. You're no longer merging with everything you feel. This is protection, not numbness. 2. Old attachments are dissolving. You are releasing emotional dependency. Your worth is no longer tied to reactions, validation, or intensity. 3. Your nervous system is healing. Hyper-empathy and emotional overload are being recalibrated. Your system is learning safety. 4. Your identity is shifting. You are no longer the version of you that defined themselves through emotion alone. A deeper self is emerging. 5. Your heart is preparing to open. Differently, not wider, but wiser. Why this phase feels unsettling? This phase feels uncomfortable because it sits between identities. You're not who you were, but you're not yet who you're becoming. And the mind dislikes undefined states. The ego wants labels. Am I okay? Is this good or bad? What does this mean? But transformation doesn't come with explanations. It comes with experience. The mind wants clarity. The soul wants truth. And truth unfolds slowly. The shift from fear to trust. There is a moment when this phase softens, when you stop trying to feel more and instead allow what is. You stop forcing emotion, stop judging neutrality, stop searching for intensity. You rest in the quiet, and slowly, subtly, something stirs. Not dramatic emotion, but presence. You start noticing. Peace without excitement, calm without numbness, connection without attachment. You begin to feel grounded instead of distant. This is a turning point. The cocoon doesn't last forever. What emerges after the cocoon? When the transformation completes, your heart returns, but different. 1. You feel more stable. Emotionally, not reactive, not overwhelmed, anchored. 2. Your empathy becomes clean. You feel compassion without self-sacrifice. 3. Your relationships shift. You connect more honestly, less intensity, more truth. 4. Joy feels subtle but real, not highs, but depth. 5. You feel like yourself again, but clearer, not louder, not stronger, more whole. The cosmic view. Everything in nature withdraws before it expands. Winter before spring, night before dawn, silence before music. You are not separate from this rhythm. Your emotional distance is not an error. It is a season, and seasons always change. You are changing. If your heart feels distant, please hear this. You are not losing your ability to feel. You are refining it. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming conscious. This is not the end of your emotional world. It is the restructuring of it. Let yourself rest here. Let the fog exist. Let the cocoon do its work. Because when your heart opens again, it will not be fragile. It will be true. If this message met you where you are, take a breath And if you feel called, like this video and subscribe, not for the algorithm, but for your own alignment, your own becoming, your own awakening. You are not distant, you are changing.